So, all right, guys, we got to get this one right. On three, we're going to say, welcome back to our Extraordinary Thoughts for on their mind. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back to our show. Mine.
And we back.
That'll work right there.
Yeah.
And we back. And we
Yeah.
back. And we back. And we back. And we
Y'all did y'all best. And that's all that matters.
What's going on, everybody? It's that ordinary podcaster with the extraordinary thoughts that tells you to stop being great and be extraordinary. I'm your host, Demetrius Thickpen, and welcome back to another episode of Extraordinary Thoughts for the Ordinary Mind. Whoo, my God. Oh, my God. What is it? I know it's only been a week. But it feels like it's been a damn month. I'm not even going to lie to you. But speaking of month, shout out to the fact that it's been 1 full month since I've quit smoking. And I'm starting to say the words quit smoking instead of I stopped smoking. So it definitely feels good. Love the fact that I can still breathe. I'm not going to get into logistics. You already know what it is. Unfuck Yourself Fridays, part 2. Now, couple of things that I just really want to address real quick. And I feel like I addressed it in the first episode, but I'm going to address it again in this episode. If you don't like cutthroat, honest truth, turn this episode off and I'll see you Monday. If you don't like a little profanity, turn this episode off and I'll see you Monday. I'm telling you right now, I love Unfuck Yourself. I really do. I love the series. Part 2. Let's go. So I'm going to go ahead and say this for anybody that needs to hear it. Get your fucking feelings out of this. All right. Everything's business. All right. Let me rephrase that. Get your feelings out of this. Everything serves a purpose. Everything serves a purpose. Not just everything, everyone serves a purpose. And I know that might sound a little rude. That might sound a little condescending. That might sound a little arrogant. But I don't believe in this whole make-believe everything happens on accident shit. That's not real. Everything from the moment that you encounter let me rephrase that. Even things are working behind the scenes so that way it can work in front of the scenes. I'll say that again. Things are working behind the scenes so that way it can end up on scene. Now, everything serves a purpose, from the people that you meet, from the things that happen in your life to the things that you do in life. Everything serves a purpose, whether that's for you or for somebody else. In fact, you serve a purpose for somebody else. You're a supporting character in somebody else's story. We need to understand that. So take your feelings out of this shit and serve your purpose. That's one thing. Earlier this week, and I never thought that I'd get on here and talk about anybody, honestly. But I feel like it was just something, it just really just weighed on my heart, man. It just really just weighed on my heart. And I ain't gonna use this as no moment to like pull the person down, but we really gotta just take a step back and address it. Okay? Person got on live and was just crying. And I get it. We all frustrated. I get it. Bullying can be a very traumatic thing for a lot of people, especially when people are, defamation of character, slander. When people talk about you and you don't know them, I get it. That is frustrating, especially when you're not that type of person that they portraying you out to be or they saying that you out to be. That can be very nerve-wracking, disturbing. It can be it drains you because it makes you not even want to go through the things that you would normally like or love. So I understand the frustration part. I completely do. But one thing that I was always told, if you don't learn to tame your emotions, then somebody is going to use their emotions to tame you. And I'll say that one more time. If you don't learn to tame your emotions, then somebody is going to use your emotions to tame you. And I wish somebody would have grabbed that Marine prior to them getting on. Because they got on there and they just showed us their whole hand. They showed us everything that's been going on with them. I appreciate the transparency, but some people just don't deserve that side of you. Marine crying. I'm talking about crying, snot coming down, the whole thing. And, everybody's trying to like cheer that Marine up and everything of that nature. I simply just said, like, this ain't the place for it. If you frustrated, you frustrate in privacy. And I feel like we've crossed that line between public and private, that some things still need to be done in private. Before I dive into this episode, I really want people to understand that we always talk about 300 and how, everybody, this is what we aspire to be. And we talk about Leonidas. Leonidas was 63 years old when he did 300. 63 years old. His body ached. Imagine running, 10 miles and then going to do something else. Your body hurts. But he never showed that in front of his men. He never showed that. And I really want people to understand that. That when I tell you never to show weakness, I mean it. Never show weakness. A lot of y'all kings and queens, but y'all entertain the peasants. A lot of y'all were born beasts, lions, but y'all too worried about the opinions of sheep. So you already know that this episode is dedicated to getting your fucking feelings out of this. Let me rephrase that. Unfucking your feelings. So the first thing I really wanted to address, and the reason why I tell you to unfuck your feelings, is because your emotions are the weapon that people use to form against you. Your emotions are what people use to bait you in. I was doing a little ground fighting earlier, and there was a guy, he does a lot of jujitsu. And he kept submitting me. He kept tapping me out. And I couldn't understand what he was doing. And as he would tap me out, he would get me in some of the most uncomfortable positions that gets me to lash out, react. And he says, every time that you lash out and you react, that's when I sink in and get you. And a lot of y'all, that's exactly how y'all emotions are. Y'all made of brick, made of steel, man of steel. Oh my God, it's Superman. But as soon as somebody says something that you don't like, you feel the need to lash back out. And you know me, I'm all about keep that same energy. But when you lash out at everybody, you leave yourself unprotected on all sides because you're so busy trying to send down rounds to people that are shooting blanks at you. You got to get your feelings out of this. I've said it before and I'll say it again. This social media shit is a tool. It's a tool. I don't know who needs to hear that. This social media shit is a tool. This Instagram, when you get on Instagram, you should have a purpose. And let me rephrase that. And I want everybody to understand this. Everybody who's Instagram that puts a picture up on Instagram, and this is why I applaud that Marine for showing us their vulnerabilities, their transparency. Although it should have been done in private, I still applaud the transparency. Because a lot of you motherfuckers show us y'all best pictures when y'all falling apart in silence. So I will applaud that Marine for showing us that side because that shows that you're human. But at the same time, let's just be frank here. That's exactly what our feeds look like. The best highlight reel. Even mine. Y'all don't see the retakes or the frustrations or anything of that nature. Y'all see a finished product. That's it. But I really want you to understand that, honestly, that's really what it is. It's a tool. Take your best foot forward and then go ahead, log off and mind your own business. Check back into reality. But this is the problem is that we tend to misconstrue the reality that we have on our phones and the reality that we have in front of our eyes. You still live in this world right here. And the people that you be stressed out over will never see you. And even if they did see you, they will put on a different character. I'll just go ahead and just tell you right now. And I don't know, this is spoiler alert. I'm talking about M. Night Shyamalan with a twist. The people that you see on social media, the people that you see under your comments, that ain't who they are in real life. The things that they say about you online, they'll never fix their lips to say that to you in person. How much attention they give you online, they'll never glance over at you in real life. So why do you even entertain it? Another reason why I tell you to unfuck your feelings is because when you give your feelings away, let me rephrase that. When you show your emotions, let me rephrase that. When you lash out of emotion, you give people power over you. And y'all have heard me talk about this before. Think about power. Think about power is that it's so easy to have power over somebody. Although we want to have power over things and we want to have some form of power, it's so easy to have power over somebody. And you've seen it before. When somebody gets mad at you and they just so mad that when you walk in the room, they get upset. They want to walk out. Or they was just having a good day. But as soon as somebody brought your name up, all of a sudden they mood changed. That's because you got power over them. That when you walk into a room that your presence is just so intimidating. Your presence is just so disrupting to their energy that they need to leave. That's because you have power over them. And when someone has power over you, you are just you're at their disposal. The fact that they could say something to you that changes your whole mood. The fact that they could just walk into a room and you leave What does that say? The fact that somebody could say something to you online and it changes your goals. And I'm a strong believer with the whole goals thing, because I can assure you right now, there's somebody with a $1 million idea that's going to give it up for somebody who's not even willing to follow their own dreams. Let me rephrase that. I messed that up a little bit. They're about to get rid of their $1 million idea and buy something on clearance sale from somebody who wouldn't even follow their own dreams. That's my biggest pet peeve with the shit. That y'all be allowing people to have so much power over you. That's just no need. Next. And I really don't know who need to hear this one right here. But while y'all over there wondering about the likes, let me rephrase. You want to be liked? While you want to be liked, I want to be respected. And I really need you to understand that I really want you to be respected. I don't care if you want to be liked. I don't care if they like you or not. I want you to be respected. See, respect goes a lot longer than likes do. You want to be liked. I want to be respected. Let me rephrase that. I want my presence to be respected. And I really want you to understand what it means for your presence to be respected. See, people going to say a lot about you behind your back. People mouths going to fix words about you that your name shouldn't even be in the sentence. But I can assure you that when your presence is respected, that when you walk into that room, they all just fun. Hi, how are you? They won't say that to you. Because they respect your presence. Say whatever you want about me online. Say whatever you want about me behind my back. Say whatever you want about me to somebody else. And I really want people to understand that people going to talk about you regardless of the situation. And don't let them have a little bit of history on top of you, because as soon as you make some strides in there, as soon as you trying to grow and somebody else brings you up, the problem with what people don't understand is that envy is a personal thing with somebody else. You can't cause somebody to be envious of you. That's not you. Envy dwells within somebody else. They see the success that you making. They see the things that you doing. And they think to themselves, why can't I do that? Why haven't I been able to do that? Oh, I bet I can do it better than that person. So they get envious of you. So as soon as somebody else brings your name up, it just rubs them wrong. You know what I'm talking about when I brought up the whole situation with power over you. And then next thing you know, they start talking about you. And so if they have history on you, they're going to bring it up. Because they're going to do everything in their power. They're going to do everything in their power to try to sway your opinion. Sway the opinion of somebody else about you. They're going to do everything in their power to try to change the narrative of you. That's just the way it is. And sometimes it don't even be your fault. Let me rephrase that. Sometimes you have no control over it. Let me rephrase that. Sometimes it's just something that dwells within them. Somebody told me today, a lot of times people hate people. People hate the things that you do because you're doing something that they lack within. The confidence that you display, and they hate it so much because that's the confidence that they wish they could display. The work ethic that you are constantly showing is the work ethic that they wish that they have, so they hate on you and they try to sabotage you at every turn. The beauty that you have within is the ugliness that they have. And they've been trying to convert it, but they don't know the secret recipe that you have, so they can't stand you for it. But you get so caught up and you get in your emotions, you get in your feelings about it. And when you get in your feelings about those type of situations, the thing is that all you doing is just boosting that person's ego. All you doing is making that person happy. All you doing is just proving that person right. Instead of allowing them to grow like they supposed to, you have just sunk to their level, and now you are stagnant with them. These people have no power over you. I said it on Instagram that if you go through my DMs, you will see a lot of messages. I actually delete them. I don't even like to see the notifications. I find it just irritating just to know that I have a notification from somebody I don't even want to interact with. And I get it. A lot of people reach out about the podcast. I get that. A lot of people reach out about the videos that I post. I get that. But then again, there are just people that just want to suck your energy up. And I had to learn that very early in the beginning when I launched. Right when I was picking up a little bit of traction, I had to learn a little bit early about that. That some people, they ain't trying to grow. They're not trying to create that seed. They're not trying to water that seed within them. They're trying to take the plant that already grew within you and they trying to put it in them. They're not trying to develop the energy that they supposed to have for themselves. They're trying to take it from you. I used to find myself so drained. Because I was interacting with people who did not care about me. They just wanted my energy. So I tell you right now, if you look through my stuff, I will delete it. I delete it. Why? Because some people just shouldn't have access to you. Some people do not deserve access to your feelings. They do not have access to your emotions. They shouldn't even be breathing the same air as you. That's really how I feel. Call it conceited, call it arrogant, call it cocky, call it whatever. But I just have so much respect for my presence. I have so much respect for myself. And I really want you to understand that moving forward, as you close this week, do something this weekend. And I want you to reflect. And how I want you to reflect on how many times you have allowed yourself to be controlled by somebody else. Whether that's online when you lashed out about a comment, whether that's how you broke down because they just couldn't stand up to you. And I'm going to tell you right now, man, some of y'all didn't stand up to y'all bullies, and it shows. It shows. As we close this episode, I really want you to understand that people ain't going to like you. That's not their job to like you. You supposed to like you. Y'all heard me say it in Mind Your Own Business. If people don't like me, it's none of my business. I like me. I fuck with me. Say that. I fuck with me. Even if somebody doesn't fuck with me, I fuck with me. This weekend, we gonna reflect. This weekend, we gonna fuck with ourselves. This weekend, we gonna love ourselves. We're not going to apologize for being happy. We're not going to apologize for doing what we love. We're not going to apologize for being us. Either they respect our presence or they leave our lives, but we will not give them access anymore. And just like that, another extraordinary thought left this ordinary mind. I hope you enjoyed this episode half as much as I enjoy making it. Stay tuned Mondays and Fridays. Don't forget to like this podcast, share this podcast, review this podcast. And when I say review this podcast, actually go to iTunes, leave a nice review. You know how you felt about this episode, or just put a star up or something of that nature, and share this podcast to somebody that definitely needed to hear this. Once again, stay hungry, stay motivated. I'm out. Oh, follow me on Instagram at Meech Speaks. Once again, that's Meech Speaks. Meech is spelled M-E-E-C-H. Stay hungry, stay motivated. I'm out.